I think we all know the feeling that when we are doing company level searches or even person level searches, sometimes the databases don't give us enough to work with in order to really refine our lists. And now with the onset of GPT-4o Mini, I think now AI is cheap enough that you're able to use AI to review every company that you want to reach out to for having a proper fit. And I'm going to show you a quick little workflow that we created in order to do this. But I think we're all familiar with if you're doing a search and you're using a tool like Apollo or Clay or whatever it might be, a lot of times the search filters that you can use are the industries on the company's LinkedIn profile. And a lot of times these are self-reported industries. So one, the people who are filling out the industries don't really care about what they're actually filling out. And two, sometimes they think of themselves as being in a particular industry, but they're not actually in that industry. So a lot of times SaaS companies that are in the real estate industry will say that they're a real estate company, but that's not true because they're a real estate SaaS company. Or a consulting firm that works in the SaaS business will say that they're a SaaS company, but they're not. Or they'll say they're a computer software company, but they're not actually one of those companies. And so and a lot of times people will blame the databases for getting these things wrong, but it's not the database's fault at all because the way that you look at a company for having right fit might not be the way that another person looks at the company. So if they build it for your use case, they might be being exclusive to other people and the way that they want things done. But now with 4.0 Mini being so cheap, now we can train AI on exactly what kind of companies we're looking for. And then for an extremely, extremely low cost, we can have AI make the decision if it's a right fit company or a bad fit company as well. So now we can do our filtering, do as much as you want, whether you're using Clay to filter down your list, Apollo to filter down your list, Ocean, Crunchbase, ZoomInfo, whatever you're using. Now it's cheap that you can get AI to do it. And I'll show you the prompt right now. And so this is a quick workflow that I put together. I was actually using GPT-4o in order to put this together. And then when 4.0 Mini came out, I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is going to be so much better. We should just use 4.0 Mini. And so you could see we have this column called outreach decision here, and it gave us an output. And look at that cost, 0.00003 cents per call. Really, really, really cheap. And it's making decisions for us if we should reach out to these companies. Now, I'm reaching out to a list of companies that's completely random, and or I uploaded a list of companies that's completely random. And so we're actually going to get a lot more no's than I thought we would get. But basically, what happens here is, oh, that wasn't even 4.0 Mini. Or maybe it was. See, Clay is giving me some problems today. But anyway, our prompt that we want to be using here is we're saying, hey, using the inputs, determine if we should reach out to the company or not. Respond with just yes or no in your output. This is the information about our company and who we sell to. And I generated this company summary in a different table, but you could just input what your company does and input as much information as you want about who you sell to and exactly the kind of company that you're looking for. Because then you can say, this is the information about the company we're reaching out to. I only put the description in because I'm just trying to play with this, but you could also put in their employee headcount, their company location, any other data that you might want to put in there. And now you can have AI make the decision if you should be reaching out or not. The next level, and again, super, super, super cheap. The next level that you could do, and maybe what I would more suggest, Clay is just working slow for me today. So I couldn't get 4.0 Mini to run these for us. What you can also do is you can give the inputs and say, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, tell me how likely we should be reaching out to these companies. So we're basically saying, hey, rate this company on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a company is not a fit for our outreach, and 10 being it's a perfect fit and we should reach out to them. Then I give our company summary as an input. This is just an example I'm building for a friend. And then we have the description of the company. And then we have, a bigger prompt of, sometimes the industries can be ambiguous, so don't rate it as harshly. We have this review as we're a VP of sale and like all of this other stuff that we put in here. And you could pause the video if you want to check out these prompts a little bit more. That's the whole prompt if you want to pause the video. And then I'll get this whole prompt brought up too. But anyway, we can run this now. And even with this longer prompt, which Clay is giving me a little bit of some problems today. But anyway, see how this cost a penny with GPT-4o, but then with 4.0 Mini, it's far, far cheaper. So it's going to be more expensive, obviously, than this, 0.00004. but it's going to still be ridiculously cheap. And so I hope you get some ideas. I don't think this is something that I'm ever going to post about and publicly say, like, this is the workflow, because everyone has a different outreach criteria. And I don't think the prompt would be the same every single time. But hopefully you could use this where if you have an industry that's tough to reach, you can put all the inputs in and then use 4.0 Mini to just take a look at the search and or take a look at your inputs of the company, and it can make a decision. And so then we can hopefully refine our outreach so that we're not reaching out to bad fit companies and then having them mark us as spam. Now instead we could be reaching out only to good fit companies. And then the advantage you get for rating them from 1 to 10 is, even if AI gets it a little wrong, you could still say, okay, let's reach out to every company above a 5. Or if you want to be super particular, let's reach out to every company above an 8, right? So anyway, I hope this gives you some ideas. I don't think we'll produce the prompt publicly because I don't think it would be useful to people. This is definitely something that if you pause the video and you can make your own prompts, make your own prompt and just use this idea to help power your outreach. This is definitely something that on an individual company level you should be creating for yourself.